Jon Favreau. Before we hear from Jon, there are two guest speakers here to say a few words about our honoree, Roy Choi.
All right, hey, here we go. All right. I never write speeches, but I didn't want to mess up today, so here we go. Hello, Hollywood. First off, I want to say, Jon, we love you. If you hadn't known the world loves you, let this star be the proof. You are loved because you give love to your family, your friends, your team, your art. You love the small details, the craft, getting it right, the things that may not matter the most but really matter. You care about us, the fans, the nerds, the people who devote themselves to the craft. It matters, and that's why we love you so much. Jon and I met on a blind date. It was a dark winter night at a construction site where he got in my beat-up bucket and rode shotgun with me for the next 6 hours through the streets of LA, checking on all our taco trucks and restaurants, saying hello to our team members, and tasting bits and pieces throughout the night with me like a chef does. To be honest, I should have been hella nervous that night. I mean, it's Jon Favreau. But I wasn't. And that's because I knew back in 1997 that I'd meet Jon one day. It was one of those see the future moments that we all have to some degree. Jon doesn't know this, but back in culinary school in my dorm room in upstate New York, I had 2 VHS tapes that were on rotation. They were Selena and Swingers. I never had the premonition that I'd meet J-Lo, but I knew I'd meet Jon one day. It was weird and powerful, but I put it away for over a decade and a half in that place where we put things away in our minds, and I just went on with my life. Then the universe started tingling. First, he had Kogi tacos at Iron Man 2, thanks to Gwyneth Paltrow. Then the blind date, which was just supposed to be a consulting job, where I was going to be in and out after a couple weeks, teaching him how to cook, but that night turned into a decades-long friendship and more. Through the filming of Chef the movie and Chef the TV series, I had a front seat to truly see why Jon is loved by so many. He cares about us. He cares about all the textures of the art, like a stitching no one sees on a coat, but without it, it wouldn't be the same. He cares that we care, and will go to the furthest extent and fight the biggest dragon to make sure it's right. And in that integrity, and not folding to compromise the art purely for speed and commerce, comes innovation and love. And love is not only where we started this speech, but really what comes to define Jon's contribution to Hollywood itself. Intimate storytelling by honoring the foundation of culture, but constantly pushing the line and seeing what's next, and anticipating what the culture needs by blowing our collective fucking minds. Congratulations, Jon. This star is going to mean so much to so many. I grew up walking these streets since childhood, and the stars were my library. The names opened up my knowledge as I learned about each person. Now your name will inspire that kid decades from now who may be lost in life just walking down Hollywood Boulevard looking for their place in this world. It is my honor to be here today with you. We love you and we celebrate you.
Robert Downey Jr.
This paper clip will be auctioned later in the afternoon. Never forget where you come from. We're both from Forest Hills, Queens, originally, way back in the day. Let's go for that. 16 years ago this week, Jon and I were in pre-production on what felt like a high-concept indie, and we were fueled by this infectious yet unfounded confidence. I was beyond grateful for the power of second chances. Strangely, Kevin Feige trusted us. He and I trusted John, and for no good reason, John and Kevin trusted me. Iron Man was a second-tier superhero property that had no shot at affording Kevin Feige the opportunity to launch a cinematic universe because there was no such thing as a cinematic universe. Now, I would never insinuate that it was me who made John a multi-hyphenate international sensation because I have to leave something for his speech. And there's nothing more awkward for my friend that we are here to celebrate and honor than being honored and celebrated. He has somehow bridged the gap between being a household name, still sometimes confused with that of a political speechwriter, while maintaining a level of personal humility. The ride I've shared with him is too kismatastic to even imagine, and yet it's only a small part of his larger storytelling journey that continues to leave us elevated, inspired, and connected. These tales are often explorations of his own struggles, losses, hopes, and dreams. His greatest gift is his humanity. And then there's the funny. Just for the funny alone, this man deserves this star. You will never meet a more searingly sophisticated wit. Why? Because he gets the joke, and the joke is often painful. He deeply understands that life is fleeting, and if we're not laughing, we're dying. I believe that the reason he is so competent and complete an artist stems from his mastery of the deep dive, whether it's becoming a chef in order to play one, or co-creating a technology to provide a new form of entertainment. He is relentless in the pursuit of what's next and what's possible. I am so deeply impressed with this speech I'm giving you right now. It is checking all the boxes. I'm sure many of you will be reposting it ASAP and rewinding back through John's pending speech to view this introduction several times at minimum. But sadly, there is no accolade presenter without a recipient. So, Swingers, Elf, Iron Man, Chef, The Jungle Book, The Lion King, The Mandalorian, he's Happy Hogan, he is Jon Favreau. Clap for him now.
Let's hear it for our newest Walk of Famer, Jon Favreau. Thank you.
Thank you. I pride myself on understanding what the audience wants, and so I'll make this a very brief speech. Thank you, everybody, for coming down here. Thank you all for coming down here and welcoming me to your boulevard, our boulevard. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to the selection committee. It really is an honor. I used to live a few blocks away and walk down here for the parade at Christmas time. We have so many fond memories in this theater, the El Capitan, with Iron Man, the Avengers movies, Jungle Book, Lion King, Mandalorian premieres. And to be part of this fabric is really the honor. Even people our age don't recognize most of the names here, and our grandchildren won't even recognize the icons in the middle, what a record is or a film reel. But there's a network of storytellers, and technologies will come and emerge and replace the ones that we know. But the tradition of Hollywood is that it attracts people who want to tell stories. It's like in the first line of American Pie. A long, long time ago, I could still remember how the music used to make me smile, and I knew that if I had my chance, then I can make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. That's a song I grew up with, and everybody that I meet, all these people here, they all click to that message. And for those of you who are out here walking and trotting across our names, which in other places would be a dishonor, but here is the highest honor, to be part of the sidewalk, to be part of what supports the next generation of storyteller. And the people who bring production here, the people who innovate new technologies and keep the traditions of storytelling alive are the ones that I want to honor and the ones that I want to point this honor to. Thank you to everybody who came before. Thank you for everybody who's here, but especially thanks to all of you who will walk these paths and these sidewalks and have stars alongside of ours to keep this tradition, this beautiful tradition of Hollywood going. Thank you very much.
Jon Favreau.
No going. All the way in the corner. Camera left. More in the center. We're here for Disney one time. At the bar, guys, please. And all the way in the corner, guys. Hold on, just to make it official. Whoa! Now we're in. How much one right here, guys? All three of you? All three of you right in the middle? Roy. Roy, right here, guys. Guys, riding this head. Straight in the middle. Straight in the middle. That's it. Perfect. Down at the bottom again, please. Bottom left. Right behind it, guys. Over in the corner.
What do you need? Look at them.
Yeah, John, all the way in the corner. Straight ahead, please. Straight ahead, please. Straight ahead. Are you able to put your hand on? Put your hand on. Yeah, you look up. Here, John. Straight in the middle, right in the middle. Right foot blue. Of course.